Well, hello everyone. Come on in and join the NerdChat. We're going to continue the talks about Captain America with Muse from the Court of Owlets podcast, who was on 2 weeks ago, because we didn't get a lot of Captain America in that last issue. So, Muse, if you want to say hello, feel free to.
Hello.
Last time that she was on the show, we talked about Captain America's origin, but like I said, we only got like a page of Captain America in costume. So I decided, let's go a little bit further, get a little bit more Captain America, and see what Captain America's actual first adventure as Captain America looks like. So, as Marissa, as you can see, we have this gentleman in a purple suit, being like puppeteered by some guy behind him in a very ominous monocle. This is Omar. Now, Omar and I can't remember the other. Sando is the guy behind him in the suit.
Okay.
So, now, what connection is there between the wave of sabotage sweeping the U.S. defense industries and a strange man who can predict the future? Hopefully, Captain America can find out. That is our first page, and we immediately dive into, we open a theater where we have people coming to see Sando and Omar predict the future. So as the audience watches, the two lock eyes, and Omar seems to be like vibrating almost with the amount of strain that he's going through to try to see the future. So all eyes are on him as he looks into this orb and sees that Fort Bix is about to have a terrible accident. And at that moment in the crystal ball, the fort is shaken by a terrible blast. Now, they start to just walk away, and everyone is like in awe, like, oh, they can't possibly predict the future. But it turns out a report has just come in. Fort Bix has been destroyed by an explosion.
Gasp.
Gasp. So, like, obviously they are doing this. Like, what more? It's not like there's any suspicion on anyone else. They never, during this whole thing, they never set suspicion on anyone that it could be or anything like that. It's like, obviously, these guys are predicting the future. And they only do one other prediction, and you will notice that their prediction of the future is like 2 seconds into the future.
Yeah.
So, we now see that Cap and Bucky are reading the paper the next day. And they're like, well, this guy seems to be able to see the future. And Bucky's like, well, I don't know. It sounds like a hoax to me. So they decide, well, I think it's a job for Captain America and Bucky to go check out. So that night, they go see Sando and Omar. And we also see that Sando refuses to take, like, any interviews from reporters. He just, like, shoos them away. But Cap and Bucky are like, well, obviously these people are frauds. So we're going to go, call them out. So as they're at the show, they don't even wait. They immediately suit up as Cap and Bucky to go, deal with this problem. And Omar makes another prediction. He predicts that this local bridge that's nearby is about to collapse. It's full of traffic, and there's tons of cars on it, and it's about to collapse. So they rush in, Bucky and Cap, to go try to confront them, stop them. I don't know, they just dress up, they go run towards them, but before they can get there, the bridge explodes.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you can see all these cars toppling into the water. So it was close enough that they can hear the explosion. They never say if Fort Bix was anywhere nearby or if it was like on the other side of the country. I don't know. Because like what was really weird is that like there was an immediate report to like this theater full of people that this random fort had been destroyed.
And it's not like they had social media back in the 40s either.
Exactly.
So
they're not all checking Twitter to be like, ooh, Fort Bix is trending on Twitter.
News.
It's been destroyed. Yeah.
I know even with like radios, it took a while for news to get across. It's not an immediate thing.
Yeah.
Also,
so,
what do they think going to attack these people are going to do?
I have no idea. I don't know what their plan is. Because like I'll show you in the next page. So what happens is like they like rush through this crowd, and Captain America swings over across the crowd, which I thought he was backstage. Apparently not. Like
it looks backstage. He's side stage. Go back. That man is side stage. Unless he's in the wings.
Right, like, so yeah, that's...
It does kind of look... Well, it's really hard to tell because there's only, like, a couple of colors that they're using. They're really using mostly primary colors. They're not using too many, like, off shades of colors.
Right.
You could say it's them walking into, like, the balcony area where they had curtains, but I don't know.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I guess so wherever they come from, they swing over the crowd and just jump onto the stage with, and I didn't even actually notice that Bucky was on Cap's back until right now.
Oh.
Just like hanging onto his neck as they swung across. I completely had missed that.
Because I see him in the next panel, him kind of leaping off
but
with him.
they all blend together in the top part.
It's the same blue. The background is like a light blue as Cap just comes in Tarzan style.
Yeah, I totally had missed that. So Bucky couldn't find his own drapes to swing on, I guess. But they hop on stage and they confront them, and Cap just like grabs him by the shirt, and he just threatens to punch him if he doesn't, cough up that he's the one behind this. He's like, I want to know how you blew up the bridge, and he's like, well, Sando's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And Omar starts to run away, but Bucky chases after him. So at this point, Cap hears a scream, like a woman's scream coming from Sando's dressing room. I have no idea how he knows where Sando's dressing room is, because we just see that he had to swing from somewhere that was not backstage. He has not investigated this at all, but he apparently knows that this scream is coming from Sando's dressing room. So he just knocks out Sando. He's like, well, I can't let you get away, but I have to go see what that's about. So he just sucks in the jaw. And then he goes to the dressing room. Now he goes in and sees that both Bucky and this woman who introduces herself as Betty Ross, not that Betty Ross, just some woman named Betty Ross. As far as I can tell, no relation to the Hulk comics at all. But they're being held by two burly Nazis, and Captain America calls them skunks. I'm wondering if he does this in every issue, because we're 2 for 2 at this point. And then Sando comes stumbling back in. I guess Captain hit him hard enough, or, I mean, I don't know a ton about knocking someone out with a punch, but maybe you shouldn't have punched him in the jaw. Maybe go a little higher. Go for the brain contact.
Or hit that solar plexus, just make him lose breath and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have worked too. So yeah, Sando's like fine. He just like his jaw hurts, and then he explains to Cap that he wants to basically have like this series of disasters that will like crush the morale of the United States.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just straight up tells Cap, he's like, "Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing." And we have guns aimed at Captain America, and no one takes a shot. And then Betty explains that she's an investigative reporter, and she's been investigating these guys, and explains the very obvious plot that everyone and their mom has guessed at this point. But, so exactly what we think. They're causing these disasters because they predict them 2 seconds before they happen. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, they can read the future." What? Because
we don't have real
people are
superpowers at this point.
Yeah, I mean, people are just incredibly gullible. So Cap's like, well, that's all I need to hear. So he just immediately knocks out the two dudes who suddenly are behind him, even though they were in front of him beforehand. So he never even has to block a bullet with his shield. No one takes a shot at Captain America, and Bucky flips over the dude that had him. And they attack like a pair of tornadoes, as the comic states. But Sando is like, well, if I can't get out of here, then I'm at least going to take Captain America down with me, and he just starts a bomb, not even like a grenade, just a bomb with a fuse that he had in his pocket.
What is this, Looney Tunes?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. You can see that Bucky saves the day with a swish sound effect. As he just checks out the window and it explodes. Pretty close to Bucky, but there's also no damage to the room that I can tell. So, I don't... Yeah.
Did he not think that there could have been someone in the direction of where he threw the bomb?
That is a concern that I personally had. Getting closer. So after so after they're done, the bomb's taken care of. I'm pretty sure that Cap hands Betty a gun because she didn't have one before.
Oh, I just noticed the gun. Yeah.
Yeah, and you barely can see it because it's underneath the watch for the next big issue. So I think that Cap hands her a gun, and he tells her to wait and just keep them here until the FBI arrives. The FBI that no one has called and contacted in any way. It's not like they're outside trying to bust their way in. It's just just keep a gun on them until the FBI arrives. And she's like, well, how can I ever thank you, Captain America? And he's like, well, maybe next time, as him and Bucky just duck out the window and vanish into the night. The window that a bomb was thrown out of, but there's a clearly working, a fine bench, so the explosion couldn't have been that bad. But yeah, they just straight up bail. They just run off into the hills in the middle of the night.
They don't even
and that's how it ends.
And you're leaving a woman by herself with, what? I think it was at least 4 men?
Four guys, yeah.
4 guys with just
Actually,
a gun.
It's 5, including Omar.
Yeah.
There's a red suit, a green suit, a brown suit, a blue suit, and then Omar in the purple.
Yeah, though Omar mostly just kind of seemed to be cowering against the wall.
Yeah,
but
still, I mean, that's assuming that this investigative reporter is okay to take a life. She's got to pop off 5 kill shots before they rush her.
Or kneecap them. But
Yeah,
I don't think
at
she'd have that accuracy or that knowledge to just kneecap the guys. But still, the fact that Cap comes to this conclusion that, these men must be committing these crimes, and then predicting them. It's like, why? Why aren't you... No, and Omar is over here multiple times when he's predicting the future. They dedicate a whole panel to him wigging out and having the weird eyes all over the place, making it seem like he actually is predicting the future. And the globe, the fortune telling crystal ball, there we go, crystal ball, is showing scenes that are about to happen. How is this working unless he's actually predicting it?
Yeah.
And it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It does not explain if Omar is in on this or not at all.
Yeah.
It's just Omar very well could be seeing the future somehow, just a second into it. And he's just oh my God, I've been working for Nazis this whole time. He could be a Nazi. They don't clarify at all. It's
just the panel right before Cap gives Betsy the gun. He's standing against the wall looking oh my gosh, what the heck just happened?
He looks terrified. Yeah, that is Captain America, the second Captain America story that our world was ever introduced to. Thank God he was on the scene, because no one else could have done what this super soldier could have.
And then bounces like he's Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon. My work here is done. You've done nothing. Batman's out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, thanks for joining me again.
No problem.
Yeah, this was really fun.
These are fun. These are weird and wacky, but what do you expect from Golden Age comics at this point?
Exactly. So yeah, that is Captain America #2. That's what Golden Age had to offer us back then. But these are always fun. I love talking about these older comics. So Marissa, if you want to take a moment to once again plug your podcast, feel free to do so.
Sure. So I'm a part of a weekly podcast called the Court of Owlets podcast. We talk about weekly comics that come out. I can't speak. Apparently. Ranging from DC to Marvel and anything else in between if we do decide to cover indie. But yep. So you can follow us on the Court of Owlets podcast on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find us on Spotify or other podcast
and
sites.
There will be links in the description below if anyone needs a head start on how to find their stuff. So yeah, but thanks again for joining me. Next week I will be back with next Spider-Man Wolverine, so that'll be part 5, and then part 6 will be 2 weeks after that. So we're almost done with that series. So if you want a little bit of a wacky team-up Spider-Man Wolverine adventure where they get stuck traveling through time, next issue they have to spend some time, I think, in the Wild West, or that might be the final one. But it gets good. So be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all those things that you do on YouTube, and also check me out on Twitch. I stream at least 3 days a week, if not more. I try not to do less. So once again, links to all that will be in the description below. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.